Wiping away a stray tear, Zoe gathered herself and headed home. Each curious glance and double-take from passers-by cut into her fragile psyche. When she arrived at her apartment, her boyfriend Alex was shocked by her new look.
"Zoe, what happened to your hair?"
he gasped. Zoe broke down in tears again as Alex embraced her. Through sobs, she explained the bizarre blackmail situation to him. "This is insane," Alex said, shaking his head in disbelief. "You need to go to the police." "I can't," Zoe cried. "The blackmailer said I'm forbidden from going to the police or there will be severe consequences." "But they can help. This has gone too far," Alex pleaded. "It's too risky right now," Zoe said. "I need to keep appeasing him until we figure something out." Alex sighed, feeling powerless to protect his girlfriend. Exhausted from the emotionally draining day, Zoe shuffled to the bedroom to change clothes. She caught a glimpse of her bald head in the mirror, and tears welled up in her eyes again. Alex ordered takeout food, and he and Zoe ate together mostly in silence, the weight of the situation hanging over them. After eating, Zoe laid down in bed, eager to escape consciousness after her trauma. Alex laid beside her, gently stroking her exposed head to comfort her as she drifted off to sleep. Early in the morning, Zoe was jolted awake by a text message alert. It was from the blackmailer, now demanding $30,000 in addition to the weekly head shavings. The message instructed Zoe to go to a specific coffee shop downtown and ask for a cup of coffee and sweets under the name Mr. Lee. Zoe's heart sank reading the latest request. Alex awoke to Zoe sobbing again. She showed him the message and said, "I have to do what he says." Alex pleaded with her to reconsider, but Zoe insisted she had no choice. Zoe put on a hat and sunglasses to hide her shaved head before leaving her apartment. She arrived at the busy coffee shop, anxiety mounting. Zoe got in line, rehearsing the bizarre fake name in her head. When it was her turn, the teenage barista greeted her cheerful, "Good morning, what can I get started for you?" Zoe hesitated before sputtering, "C coffee and sweets for Mr. Lee." She kept her head down to avoid eye contact. The barista gave her a puzzled look but compiled the order. Sitting alone with her coffee, Zoe felt like a sitting duck. She had no idea if she was being watched. After 30 agonizing minutes, a new message arrived. "Good. Wait for further instructions." As Zoe sat, paralyzed in her seat, a disheveled-looking homeless man shuffled up to her table. Before she could react, he discreetly slipped a phone into her coat pocket, then walked away. Confused, Zoe checked the new phone. A text message was waiting. "Come to this address now." It listed a house on the outskirts of the city. Hands trembling, Zoe grabbed her things and left. She drove to the mysterious house, parked a few doors down, and waited nervously. Suddenly, the new phone rang, the loud buzzing nearly making Zoe jump out of her seat. "Go inside through the back door now," the scrambled voice on the phone commanded before hanging up. Zoe hesitated before getting out of her car. Creeping through the backyard, Zoe turned the knob on the back door. It was unlocked. She slowly entered the seemingly empty house, her heart thumping in her chest. The phone rang again. "Come upstairs to the bedroom," the menacing voice ordered. Zoe's mind was screaming at her to run, but her legs carried her up the stairs. The bedroom was dimly lit and appeared unused. On the bed was an envelope with her name on it. Hands shaking, Zoe opened it up, having no idea what horror awaited inside. Inside was a letter reiterating the blackmailer's demands. "No one is home, but we are always watching you," it read. "Remember, you will shave your head every 2 weeks for life. Choose a popular barbershop and shave your hair while live streaming it and laughing." Zoe's stomach turned, reading the cruel requests. A set of house keys fell out of the envelope. "This house is now yours. You will live here alone," the letter stated. In addition, the letter demanded that Zoe shave her head alternately at a traditional barbershop and a modern salon every 2 weeks. It also required her to pay $30,000 in cash each month to a P.O. box. It went on. "Remember, you are not the first to fall into our trap. There are many other women and men we control through blackmail and demands." Zoe shuddered, realizing she was now part of a larger network of exploitation. The letter continued. "You will pay rent monthly for the house we have provided. The amount will be delivered to you separately." Next to the letter was an external hard drive. A follow-up message instructed Zoe to plug it into her laptop. The hard drive contained photos and videos of Zoe with Alex and other friends and family. A chilling message read, "You are to cut ties with your boyfriend and previous life. Leave your current cell phone in this house and only use the new phone provided." With tears in her eyes, Zoe called Alex to say she was breaking up with him for his own safety. It broke her heart, but she couldn't risk his life. Zoe then reset her phone to factory settings and left it on the bed. Unable to say goodbye, Zoe packed hastily and moved that night into the mysterious house alone. Days later, she received another chilling envelope. Inside were photos of Zoe as a teenager engaged in minor criminal activities like shoplifting and vandalism, which she deeply regretted. A note read, "You wouldn't want these photos going public. Keep paying and obeying us, and your past stays hidden. Go to the police and you go to prison." Zoe shuddered, realizing the blackmailers had thoroughly researched her past for leverage. She was being manipulated by her youthful mistakes as well as fabricated evidence. After a week of staying in the isolated house provided, Zoe was instructed to move to a small house in a remote village hours away. Each morning when she awoke, a new envelope would be slipped under her door containing more alarming contents, photos of her as a rebellious youth engaged in various crimes and misdeeds she deeply regretted. There were pictures of her shoplifting makeup and clothes she couldn't afford, drunk and disorderly conduct, vandalizing property, even a hit-and-run car accident from when she was 15 that she had tried to forget. The blackmailers were methodically using her buried past against her, keeping her under their control in fear of exposure. Zoe was their helpless puppet. One night, as Zoe lay in bed, her new phone buzzed with a voice message from the blackmailers. "It's been 15 days, the distorted voice said. "Time to shave your head again. Go to the barber shop downtown first thing in the morning." Zoe's stomach knotted, but she knew obedience was the only option. First thing in the morning. Zoe woke up early after a restless night's sleep. She slowly got out of bed and caught a glimpse of herself in the mirror, the short hair on her head, a reminder of what was to come. She put on a baseball cap and hoodie, trying to avoid being recognized. Zoe skipped breakfast, too anxious to eat. She drove across town to the specified barber shop. As Zoe approached the shop, she could see the barber through the glass door sitting in his chair reading a newspaper. The old-fashioned barber's pole spun slowly outside. She took a deep breath to gather courage before opening the door, the jangling bell announcing her arrival. The barber looked up from his paper. "Good morning," Zoe said weakly. "Morning," he replied with a polite nod, folding his newspaper and standing up. I'm here for," Zoe stammered, unable to say the words. "I know why you're here," the barber said kindly. "Let's just take care of it. Have a seat." Zoe exhaled in relief and sat in the antique leather chair as he approached. Zoe exhaled in relief and sat in the antique leather chair as the barber approached. Her head had been shaved completely bald just 2 weeks prior at the blackmailer's instruction. The barber carefully swept the checkered cape around her, enveloping her bare head. Zoe stared anxiously at the floor as he gently reclined the chair. As instructed by her blackmailers, Zoe took out her phone and started a live stream video. The red light indicated it was recording her humiliation. She positioned the phone on the counter across from her chair, ensuring her bald head was in view of the camera. The barber switched on the buzzing clippers. Zoe flinched slightly at the noise, knowing thousands would soon see and hear this. He began at her temple, slowly guiding the vibrating steel across her bare scalp. The camera captured each stroke as he trimmed any hint of stubble. Methodically, he carved lines up the back and sides, then went over her entire head to ensure uniform smoothness. Zoe kept her eyes down. The camera recorded it all. The glint of the clippers against her skin, the stoicism on Zoe's face, the pile of dust on the floor. After using the clippers, the barber took out a can of shaving cream. He dispensed some into his hand and massaged the dense, cool lather all over Zoe's head. With a straight razor in hand, he gently tilted her head back over the sink. Starting at her forehead, the barber carefully glided the razor down Zoe's slick scalp, removing all traces of stubble and cream. Rinsing the razor frequently in the sink, he continued shaving off any hint of remaining fuzz. Long, smooth strokes revealed Zoe's bare scalp inch by inch on camera. The barber carefully shaved around the contours of her head, over the crown, behind the ears, down the nape of her neck. He wiped off the last of the lather with a towel. Zoe's head now gleamed starkly under the bright lights. The camera zoomed in as she ran a hand over the freshly denuded, ultra-smooth skin. Satisfied with his work, the barber removed the cape from Zoe's shoulders. She paid him and quickly left with her head down. Another humiliating shave completed per the blackmailer's orders. Zoe could only hope that one of these sessions would be her last. Hello, friends! I wanted to take a moment to thank you sincerely for watching my videos and engaging with my channel. Your views, comments, likes, and subscriptions mean the world to me and are what motivate me to keep creating content. If you're enjoying my videos, please consider sharing them with your family and friends. Word of mouth is so important for helping my channel grow, so I'd be grateful if you could tell others about me. And if there are any particular topics or stories you want me to cover in future videos, let me know in the comments. I love hearing your input. Your suggestions help shape the direction of my channel. Well, that's all for now. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart for your support on this journey. I can't wait to continue connecting with you all through videos as the year continues. Until next time.